Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekly readings. And this will be for the sign of, and there you go, for the sign of Cancer. Okay, Cancer, thank you for watching my channel. I also want to say please remember that these readings are only general. They do flip-flop and they may not resonate with you. So make sure you check out other aspects of your natal chart, and also make sure that you if you don't get something that sort of suits what you need, that you move on to another reading. I won't be offended, I promise. Alrighty. I am going to use the Cosmic Tarot for this reading. And this reading will go from the 1st to the 7th of December, if I didn't say that before. It's December already. Alrighty. Ready to go. Alright, so I have the Death card coming up for you first. Now, the Death card can represent a Scorpio, but it's more likely here that you've been going through some sort of transformation. Now, the Death card comes in not necessarily when you're going through a transformation that's sort of manipulated by you. So some of us, we choose to change. We choose to, move something around in our life to make us sort of more complete or more whole, and sometimes the universe will help you to do this because you need to level up or move to the next level of your being, your consciousness. The Prince of Swords is coming out behind this. Now, the Prince of Swords is a card that talks about truth. It talks about apologies. It talks about clarity. The Prince is only the beginning of the actually I think the Prince is the Knight in these cards. So this is about moving forward with a different truth, with a clarity, with something here. You've become more knowledgeable here. You have greater understanding here. And you're moving forward in a different way to what you were before. So you've realized something here. And you're walking away from things that no longer serve you with the Eight of Cups. This person here is walking away from 8 cups to find possibly love, self-love, and to get to his 10 of Cups. The Emperor is here too. So it's possible that you have taken on the energy of the Emperor, which means that you've sort of reached a level of knowing where you are more experienced, more knowledgeable about what you want in life and where you want to go. I need to bring another card here. Something you've been manifesting here. So it looks like you've been through a period of transition where you've realized your truth, or you've realized what you want, where you want to go. When I say you realized your truth, it's the part that you realize who you truly are rather than what you've been representing to the world, which may be an illusion, a false sense of who you are. So you're realizing here who you truly are, and you're now going after what you want. So let's get some more information. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles coming out. This is absolutely beautiful because this tells me that you're getting on a path that is much more aligned or akin to who you are. So this is about, being financially stable, being stable throughout your life. So really understanding what you want, but living in a different energy now. One of determination. Look at this. So you're about to take a leap of faith. I love it. So the Fool talks about like not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, but just jumping into life. Really taking it by the horns and sort of going with that. So making a new start. Oh, and another major arcana. And a card that talks about tradition and stability. Sort of understanding, greater understanding, being in touch with why you're here, being in touch with what you want, really understanding life. And look, if you look at the Hierophant here, look how he's looking at the Fool. So it's like he's giving away something traditional to move into something where he's taking a leap of faith here. So for some of you, could be walking away from a very sort of something you have been tied to, or something that's kept you bound to something that means you're just sort of throwing caution to the wind here. We do have the Prince of Wands coming in here. So the Prince of Wands talks about a passionate message, a passionate time, moving forward with passion, being very, almost like approaching life with a, I can't understand what they're saying to me. It's like approaching life with new fire, with new energy. Oh, wow. And then we have the Tower. A lot of major arcanas here. Something huge is about to hit Cancer here. And it's going to give you an opportunity to walk down a different path. And we do have the card of Judgment. So that's about second chances, doing things again. You've got a rebirth coming in here. What you've done by going through that period of transformation, you've rebirthed yourself. You've come to a lot of new realizations and you're starting life again here. You may have been living in an existence that was very sort of bland. You weren't sort of doing what you needed to do. You could have been not really experiencing the ups and downs in life or the highs and lows. It may have been that life was just life. And there seems to be a passion that's being reborn out of this fire now. So you're breaking down a lot of ideas, a lot of old traditions, a lot of old ways of doing things and taking a brand new pathway. So you've got a complete rebirth coming in, which is going to bring in a lot of stability here. Okay, Six of Swords. So we have two cards of moving away from things that no longer serve you. Things that may have served you in the past because they would have always served your growth. They would have always brought you lessons. And now you seem to have realized that and taken those things with you in order to rebirth yourself. So you don't want to stick to something traditional here. Some of you may have moved away from a traditional relationship or a traditional marriage. And maybe moving into a time, this can create, maybe it's created a lot of conflict for you around what you're doing, but you're definitely moving away now. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. So with the Six of Cups and the Judgment card, for some of you, this is about moving back, back to something you did before that perhaps didn't bring you what you wanted here. Could be something here that you've revisited from your childhood, some lessons or some learnings about nurturing your inner child in order to bring yourself to a new, that card wants to come out too. Very interesting because you have the Empress coming in here as well. So I just want to see what that is. Four of Pentacles, radio. So you're letting go of old constructs. You're letting go of old things that no longer serve you. You're able to understand how these things have held you back in your life. Could be traditions, could be family life, could be something to do with your childhood. But it's like you've retained some of those things that have kept you locked into some idea of how you should be. And it's something you developed when you were very young here that you're able to let go of now. So we have a transformation. So I would say that transforming has been huge for you. We have you living in your truth now, moving away from things that no longer serve you. And I think becoming the Emperor, which makes me see the Empress at the end here, which says that you may be moving towards someone here that is right for you, not something that you've done in the past, something completely different. It's a very twin flamey thing with this Soulmate card and the Judgment card. Especially with this Tower here, there's a whole feeling that you're moving towards someone you are meant to be with here. So we have the Emperor and the Empress in this card, and we do have the card of manifestation. So definitely moving away from things that no longer serve you, possibly moving away from things that you've accepted as being life. You've sort of maybe gone through life thinking that was your lot, that was all you had, and now there's this great feeling of moving into and being able to discard that and move into who you truly are. You've been living behind perhaps what everyone else expected of you, living behind ideas, concepts that were perhaps put in place when you were a child that you're escaping from now. Oh, you've got two cards out, Cancer. So let's have a look at both of these. Okay, so I have the card of Flexible. So I guess that sort of speaks for itself a little bit, but I will read a little bit of it anyway. And it came right out on that page, so that's always good. This is about teachability, open-mindedness, oh my goodness gracious, teeth in, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. So it talks about a tree's roots, but also about how to move with the wind, learning new things, being teachable, malleable, but being grounded in who you are. So living in your truth now, but being more open to everything around you. And the never-ending story of 37. Okay, so this is about self-criticism, the wounded ego, and unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manners of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Well, isn't that relevant? The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply not the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Oh, that feels a little bit sad to me, so I'm not going to dwell on that for too long. Have a wonderful week.